There are some cartoons that just stick with you. There are some that just entertain you in a way you'd never expect. There are some that emotionally resonate and still emotionally resonate with you even to this very day. There are some that you'll still have a soft spot for despite the inevitable seasonal rot you may face. And there are some that you will cherish for as long as you live. In my opinion, a lot of people have them. Whether it be SpongeBob SquarePants, Hey Arnold, The Simpsons, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Regular Show, Amphibia, and many more I didn't mention. But for me, that cartoon was The Amazing World of Gumball. For the two people who haven't heard of the show, here's a quick rundown. The Amazing World of Gumball is an anime series created by Ben Buckley that aired on Cartoon Network from 2011 till 2019, with a total of 6 seasons and 240 episodes, with a movie and revival series coming around the corner. It revolves around the life of 12-year-old cat Gumball Watterson, and the various mishaps he and his family get into in the fictional town of Elmore, consisting of his adopted fish brother Darwin, kid genius sister Anais, workaholic breadwinner mother Nicole, and well-meaning idiot father Richard, that should not get a job because if he does, the world ends. Yes, that's the thing that actually happened in the show. Season 2, Episode 8, The Job, if you're curious.
Anyway...
Now, there are a lot of things about this show that could potentially be a reason as to why Gumball resonated with me, and not all the other plethora of cartoons out there. It might be the phenomenal animation, with all animation styles from 2D to 3D to live action to even stop motion, to give the show a unique flair that surprisingly doesn't look like a jumbled mess. It might be the show's clever and witty writing, with a plethora of jokes that are consistently funny, to the point where even if there's a bad episode in the mix of the good, there will always be at least one joke in there that can make the viewing experience somewhat worth it. It might be how the show eloquently handles the serious topics, while still managing to be funny. With the best example of this being the Season 6 episode, The Choices, having a surprisingly wholesome montage by the end, while still having Gumball's signature rapid-fire humor. Or it might be the show's surprisingly catchy musical numbers, from the Face song, Goodbye, Be Your Own You, If It's Too Hard to Forgive, and my personal favorite, Weird Like You and Me. Those elements are certainly some factors as to why I like this show, but they aren't the main reason. In my opinion, I believe that the reason why The Amazing World of Gumball became one of, if not my favorite cartoon, was through its characters. Now you may be asking, what do you mean by that? Are the characters well written? Are they deep and complex? Do they have great, fleshed out, well-developed character arcs? And after that I say, no. From the get-go, the moment you're introduced to them, you immediately understand the personality and quirks of each character. From Nicole being the workaholic mother with a temper, Richard being the well-meaning idiot father, Darwin being Gumball's naive sidekick, Anais being the kid genius sister that's always underestimated, Gumball being the abrasive yet well-meaning protagonist, and so on and so forth. Their complexity isn't why the characters are the reason Gumball stuck with me. It's because of how their personalities interact with others and the world around them. To give you a good example of this, let's take a look at the Season 4 episode, The Check. In the episode, Gumball's step-grandpa, Grandpa Louie, decides to give the Larsons a check as a gift. After Gumball, Darwin, and Anais see that the amount Grandpa Louie loaned is $5,000, they begin to find ways as to how to wisely spend the money. On its own, the premise is simple. of the characters, their dynamics, and how they'd use the money make the episode much more entertaining. From Darwin's innocence, unintentionally making a corrupt charity and ends up becoming the head of toxic waste management.
Hello?
Anais being overly idealistic, destroying the money she gained, and forcing everyone in Elmore to live in the woods, only to find out they're susceptible to predators.
Oh yeah, predators.
Or Gumball's pride and ego showing when he decides to use the money to campaign himself as the president of the world, causes a robot uprising, and then decides to nuke everything.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
And it all leads up to Richard and Nicole joining the fray in an invisible car chase to see who gets the check. Or how about the Season 5 episode, The Heist, where Richard unintentionally robs a bank and the Waterstones have to find a way to put the money back without being noticed. The episode works so well because of Richard's ignorance of the world around him, and how that backfires for everyone that just so happens to be in his path of chaos. My point is that the characters are essentially the core of the show. They're the ones that make the comedy work, with episodes like The Copycats, The Countdown, The Console, The Advice, The Money, The Plan, The Promise, The Web, The Puppets, or The Ad, and so many more. They're the ones that get us invested during the more serious episodes, like The Choices, The Parents, The Shell, The Faith, The Origins, or The Hero. Without them, the show wouldn't be as unique as it is right now. And that's all thanks to the artists, animators, writers, and voice actors who brought them to life in the best possible way. The Amazing World of Gumball is one of those shows that, in my opinion, will probably never happen again. No, you don't count. You're just a revival show. It's a show that struck lightning in a bottle, and I don't think any other show can come close to the insanity that Gumball brought to the table. I have no idea about the quality of the Gumball movie and the Gumball Revival series, especially with the former sounding a lot like another cartoon-to-movie adaptation starring blue creatures.
Oh, it's disgusting!
But with how Ben Bocquelet, the show's creator, trolled everyone at the Annecy Film Festival, it's safe to say that the revival will be in good hands. But even if the revival is good or bad, the original series will always have a special place in my heart. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about a talking blue cat, and I hope to see you again in the near future.